What made you go on your villain arc? My boss fired me for performance issues right before Christmas. 23 years with the company. Perfect attendance, glowing reviews, employee of the month 4 times. I'd trained half the current staff, brought in clients worth millions, stayed late countless nights to meet impossible deadlines. But I was 58 and expensive. They replaced me with a 25-year-old at half my salary. My wife Chelsea was battling stage 4 cancer. The treatments were experimental, not covered by our basic plan, but they were working. She was getting better. The doctors were optimistic for the first time in months. Her tumor markers were dropping. We had hope. Insurance ran out with the job. Treatment stopped immediately. The hospital called it financial hardship. I called it a death sentence. Chelsea begged me to find another way, to sell the house, to borrow against my 401 Kelvin, but the numbers didn't work. Nothing worked. Chelsea died 6 weeks later, alone in a hospice bed because I was out interviewing for minimum wage jobs, trying to scrape together money for her pain medication. Her last words were asking if the insurance would cover her funeral. At the memorial service, my phone buzzed. LinkedIn notification. My old boss posting about the company's record-breaking Q4 profits and his promotion to regional director, celebrating at some 5-star resort in Cabo with his family. The company I helped build for over 2 decades was thriving. Without me, without any of the 12 people they'd laid off that December. All of us over 50, all of us expensive, all of us suddenly underperforming after years of excellence. But I remembered something from my years in payroll. My boss had been creative with his expense reports. Fake receipts, inflated travel costs, phantom client dinners that never happened. I'd caught glimpses over the years, but never said anything. Team player, you know? I still had access to the shared drive. IT department never revoked my credentials. Sloppy, but lucky for me. I spent 3 sleepless nights downloading everything. 5 years of fraudulent expense claims totaling over $800,000. Forged signatures on approval forms. But I didn't stop there. I dug deeper into his digital footprint. Found his personal email in the system, synced to his work account. Saw messages to his wife about hiding assets before their amicable divorce. Saw communications with competitors, sharing proprietary client information for side consulting fees. Found evidence of him taking credit for my project designs, my client relationships, my innovations. I packaged it all up, organized it by date, highlighted the worst offenses, created a timeline that even a first-year law student could follow. Cross-referenced everything with financial records, email timestamps, security badge logs. Then I started making calls. But I wasn't done. I remembered the reporter who'd written about our mass layoffs. Young, ambitious, looking for her big break. I created an anonymous email account and sent her everything, with additional context about the human cost of corporate greed. She ran the story within a week, complete with interviews from other laid-off employees. Local executives' massive fraud scheme exposed hit the front page of 3 newspapers. The audit destroyed him overnight. Federal criminal charges, frozen bank accounts, immediate termination without severance. His wife filed for divorce and took everything that wasn't seized by federal marshals. The board threw him under the bus to save face, cooperating fully with investigators. His house went into foreclosure. His kids had to change schools. His country club membership was revoked. Former colleagues wouldn't return his calls. But the sweetest part? The wrongful termination lawsuit forced the company to reinstate our health benefits retroactively. Too little, too late for Chelsea. But the other families got their coverage back. 3 of them had spouses who survived cancer because of it. 6 months later, I saw him at the unemployment office, hollow-eyed, defeated, wearing a rumpled suit that used to cost more than my monthly salary, waiting in line behind teenagers and high school dropouts. He looked up when I walked past his window. Recognition hit him like a freight train. I leaned down and whispered, "Performance issues." His hands started shaking as he realized who had orchestrated his downfall. I smiled and walked away. Chelsea would have been proud.